So Kevin Feige, everybody, been running the Marvel reins for a long time, been in there. But honestly, I tell you, so as it's been going through a lot of these movies, we had Ant-Man didn't do as well. Brave New World just came out. It had a 60% drop in box office turnout its second weekend. That's a massive, massive fail for the actual
68%, Brian.
68, yeah, right, Jared. 68%. Woof, that's a big drop. It's a big drop. So much so a Deadpool co-creator came forward, Rob Liefeld. Now, of course, he's been part of a lot of this. Deadpool Wolverine just came out. They had put a lot of little Easter eggs for him in the movie as well, but he came over and said that post-Avengers Endgame, he says it's time for Kevin Feige to step down. He says, take Kevin Feige off the mound. He's spent. Because, again, that's a big drop. These last 8 movies have been not doing as well since Endgame. And I got to tell you guys, honestly, it comes down to this. They were trying to expand the television world. And we talked about that, and Paul with Sean, too, last week, that the television world did not work the way they thought it was going to work. And I get it. They were trying to expand and do more characters. That kind of makes sense to me. Let's do it on the TV world. Now, your problem is your interconnectivity. Everything's got to be connected. And they say it doesn't have to be, but it still has to be. And we're doing some of these characters that I'm just like, why do we need this? Like, I just don't see it. I like Moon Knight. Guys, I love Moon Knight. We did that show. That was great. Fantastic series. But then even like these what if ones, I'm like, whatever. That's what I think when I see that. I know like Miss Marvel, some people love Miss Marvel. I didn't really see a lot of people didn't really care to watch it. And that just kind of did well. And it branched into the Marvels. And that was sad because it's like you had this massive female combination right here and the movie bombs. And I think that there's just like, it became superhero fatigue on top of that too. I don't want to blame Kevin Feige just for all this. I don't want to do that. I do think that, they have to figure some things out. And they hope that bringing the Russo brothers back, I think, is going to fix everything with, again, Secret Wars. Oh, Secret Invasion. That was a shitstorm too. That was like, I heard they almost like didn't even release that because of how bad that show was. It was not good. It was not good, guys. But I think they think the Russo brothers, like the goose that laid the golden egg, and they're going to fix everything and make it great again. I just don't know, though. I feel like that you can only hope for that, but I feel like something new, somebody different would have been better. Robert Downey Jr. coming back to be, that's some people complaining about him being Dr. Doom now. You could have got Cillian Murphy as Dr. Doom. Like, that was a big person up for it. That would have been interesting, fantastic, and different. So, I mean, is that Kevin Feige to blame? Yeah, it kind of is. But I just don't think that, there's also the Kathleen Kennedy effect. People are saying maybe Kevin Feige will take over Star Wars too and do it both. It's too much, guys. I think he might need somebody else in his ear at this point. He needs somebody else to be like a cohabitant, like 2 people working together. Maybe that could fix Marvel. But I think we're going to find out soon what happens with this new phase moving forward. I just think they tried too much for the TV shows. It was just too much. I think that he won't be gone, though. When you hear Kathleen Kennedy thing, I don't think Feige is going anywhere. And even people come up like this guy, Deadpool co-creator, I don't think it's going to change anything. I think Feige's stuck here. He's here. And I hope the best for him to make this better and make it work again. Laura, what do you think? Do you think that someone like this is a big person, the co-creator Deadpool? Can he inspire more people to take Feige down?
You tried to make a Captain America movie without Captain America. Like, when Chris Evans says, I'm done, we're done with Captain America. Choose another story and don't make movies without the person that was cast as the superhero that the movie's named after. Maybe people are just done with that. I don't know. I get it. I get that the comic book and the super fans, it's going to go on and it goes the way that they took it. But I also think people are just sick of it. And then you take the guy out that is Captain America. Come on.
Yeah, that was a big move, and I like I said before, we talked about this last week too about Anthony Mackie. I think Anthony Mackie is a great talent, but it's people see Captain America, and then and Chris Evans was he was really a great Captain America. He fought to not be Captain America. He was they turned the offer down 3 times until he finally took it, and I mean, that says a lot. But also I say this, is he was so good, perfect casting for it. It's hard to replace someone like that. And it's hard to do it this fast. They did the show at Falcon Winter Soldier, and it didn't really do that well.
Yeah, if he says no, I do think, okay, so there's burnout in acting, there's exhaustion, there's whatever. This era of this Marvel Avengers era, in my opinion, is over. The actors are burned out, the fans are burned out. We just need some fresh stuff, and this isn't it. I don't know. We're going to go back to Jurassic Park. That's coming out, right? So, I mean, it's just you gotta, I don't know. For the fans to stay engaged, I feel you can't have 45 movies in the same It just doesn't
It's
work.
a lot. It's a lot, and I think the series just kind of killed that momentum they had before, because they were like, it was like an event type deal. It becomes the same thing I've said about actors a lot of times. It's like, I think that the movie star was a thing because you only saw them on the big screen, and now since social media, all these new movie stars are like, posting pictures of their asparagus they made for dinner and their dog taking a shit, and then once you start having that, it's like that fatigue or that mystique of them is gone. And I think that with the superhero thing, we had too much.
I think it just has less to do with that, and there's just too much of this particular franchise at this
There's
point
a lot.
with this cast. It's like, it's overkill. See Chris Evans in freaking 14. How many movies is he credited in as Captain America? It's just time for fresh faces, fresh casting, fresh characters. Like, it's just time. And then I also agree with you on like going silver screen to streaming and television is a bad move. Like, if you have huge theatrical releases and that's what you're doing, you don't start all these. I will argue though that I think like the Penguin did very well and will continue to do
so
well.
good.
But that's because there's only like one movie with him as the Penguin. There's not a whole like. I wonder how many credits Chris Evans has as Captain America and how many Avengers movies. Because how many?
Probably at least 13, 14, 15.
That's what I think. There's probably like 14 movies where he's like, we're just done with it. We're ready for someone else. Captain America.
Yeah, but it's beyond Captain America. Feige made a couple of critical mistakes. He killed off Iron Man. He kills off the main characters and wonders why the follow-up crap that nobody knows about.
That doesn't mean anything in Marvel, though. You can bring Iron Man back with some. I mean, they've done it. Like, they killed.
They're going to bring him back. They will.
Back.
The point I'm making is that you kill off the guy that made the movie.
Yeah.
Iron Man is Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
It isn't me. It isn't Brian. And it isn't some other actor. Even if we know him. No, you're not big enough.
But
Robert Downey Jr. is like he's a small guy and he's like my height.
Oh, I thought he was taller than that.
trickery. It's all camera trickery.
He's like 5'9".
My point is just wipe out. Once Chris Evans is like, I'm done. I don't want to be Captain America anymore, and everyone's burnt out. Like, just recast the whole thing and make new movies about new superheroes. I like the idea of the Golden. What is he?
Booster Gold.
Yeah,
right.
Plus new people, and I want to see more X-Men movies, and I want like stuff that's been gone for a while.
Well, that's what I'm going to. Is again, Kevin Feige he started in all the X-Men movies. That's where he was over there at Fox, and he did the first few X movies. He was there with Hugh Jackman at the beginning. That was great. I mean, like, make them. It's time for them, and I get why they're doing it. They're it's an audible. It's like, okay, now the shows have been doing that well, movies have been doing that well. We need Robert Downey Jr., we need Chris Evans, get them all back, pay them what they want, bring them in. And that's what they're going to do with this. That's what they're doing. They're totally going to do it, because even Chris Evans is like, I'm not doing it, but the trades came out like a couple weeks ago being like, oh, he just signed on for multiple movies. But he's like, oh, no, that's a lie. And I'm like, no, when the trades come out, like, you can't hide it, man. Maybe your contract says you have to, but we know better. It's like even Captain America, the budget came out for like all the trades. IMDb had it, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Variety, they're all like, yeah, it's a $320 million budget. And then afterwards, they're like, oh, no, it was only $188 million. That's it. That's what Disney came over afterwards. And I'm like, oh, no. There's no way that's true. You're lying to us, You're just lying to us. And it's just like...
And you're shocked by that, right, Brian?
I'm not shocked by it, GR. You're right. I'm not shocked. But GR, again, like I know you said about the Captain America thing, and we talk about Captain America. I think the movie was fine. It's a fine movie. But again, it's just like... It's like a Disney Plus TV show episode. Harrison Ford couldn't make it feel like... I mean, Harrison Ford was the best part of that movie. He still was.
I was trying to say, I don't think Kevin Feige could have done anything to make this Captain America movie good. There's nothing that's going to make the fans...
I'm sorry, guys. It wasn't Captain America.
I mean,
what could he have done with that? Like...
I mean,
some guy
Captain America.
Some guy got a hold of the shield. Doesn't make him Captain America.
And it's like Bucky and Falcon, they both become Captain America in the comics. But I think it's like to do that though, I think you would have had to tease it longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because a journey. Yeah. And you have to have Chris Evans like somehow giving that blessing, which they missed the window on that. Like, Just give me a new cast.
Yeah, he hands him the shield, but like I would say this way. I would say this like I'm looking at it, I'm like, geez, like they missed it. You're right, they missed it. But I just saw like what they're doing with even in Captain America. They said, oh, he's like nobody wants me to be Captain America. He keeps saying that in the movies and stuff. Like if you keep bringing it up too, it's just gonna keep being addressed in the public, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, but is this Kevin Feige though? You think that Kevin Feige will actually be replaced because of this though? What do you think, Laura? Is there a chance that somebody up high, Iger maybe, would be like, okay, now it's time to step down?
Replaced is a strong word. I think they'll just start a new franchise, and whether or not he's involved in that, he's just going to do something different. He'll just get back on X-Men or something else. You know, like it's like whatever. He's not done. He's not like down for the count. He's not out. And I think I just can't see this current franchise continuing. No one is interested. You've lost everyone. We're lost.
Lost. I like the Lucha Libre universe here that Queen and El Santo's talking about. Let's try that.
Fun.
There's still curiosity. Like
making me hungry.
Fantastic Four comes out this summer. I'm intrigued by it, but also those movies have always tanked. I'm still intrigued to see what the Russo brothers do with the Avengers. But I'm still like, it just feels like they don't know what they're doing, so they're just throwing them into hope that actually makes money like the old ones did. I just don't know. We should do more martial arts films. Shang-Chi was a great movie.
And like all the just all of the martial arts movies. Bring all that. Let's do Kung Fu again. What happened to that shit?
It's gone. It's gone. I mean, even like the Rings of called the Rings of Power. That was a Shang-Chi story. That was I like that a lot. The first one was fantastic. The villains were good. Everything was good about that. The bus scene. That bus scene was so good. They split the bus in half and they're using all the magic and they're all fight. It was cool. It was cool. Let's do more of that.
We want original stuff. Everyone's doing all these played out. Like we already know all these stories. We already know all these. Give us fresh faces.
Don't whine.
Yeah.
Whiny. Tired of this.
GR, what do you think? Do you think there's a chance that Kevin Feige could be pushed aside, or do you think that he is so in there that the mouse will not let him go?
I agree with excuse me. I agree with what Laura said. I mean, they'll just move, or maybe you said it. Somebody said it. They'll move him over somewhere else.
Yeah.
He's not. They're not going to lose him. Not yet. Yeah. But 5 or 6 more of these movies bomb like Captain America had.
Here's the Deadpool creator, GR. So the Deadpool creator, he's been saying, like, you think that his words could actually mean more to start that revolution against Feige, though? Do you think there's any chance at all?
Oh, there's always a chance, Brian. Come on, let's admit it. I mean, in Hollywood, you're everybody's hero one day, and nobody wants to talk to you the next day.
That's like the life of an actor sometimes, you know? It's like you're
exactly.
Gone, like, gone just like that.
And we love the business, and we know that reality steps in and can bite you right in the tuchus.
I was so bummed that Ant-Man didn't do as well as it did. I'm like,
I wonder why.
All I gotta say is so bummed. You think you got gold and it's gone, but I don't know. I think Kevin Feige's here. I think he's not going anywhere. I think they're gonna they probably had some conversations with him about like, hey, what are we doing here? And maybe that's why we have the Russo brothers coming. Maybe that's why we have Robert Downey Jr. They're expecting this to save Marvel. But I think there is a shakeup happening as this Kathleen Kennedy thing's happening. That'll be our part 2 on Friday. We'll talk more about that. But I think that there's a shakeup happening. I'm interested to see in the coming days what happens with this Kennedy story. If there's more news that comes out, that's why I'm holding off a little bit. But I think changes are in the air.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.